அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். ஒன்டாரியோ மாகாணத்திலே நேற்றைய தினம் மாகாண அரசாங்கத்தினுடைய வரவு செலவு திட்டம் சமர்ப்பிக்கப்பட்டது. இந்த வரவு செலவு திட்டம் 2029 ஆண்டு வரை ஒன்டாரியோவிலே ஒரு துண்டுவிடும் தொகை ஒன்று இருக்கும் என்று கூறப்பட்டது. கடந்த வாரம் ஒன்டாரியோ மாகாணத்தினுடைய எதிர்க்கட்சி தலைவி ஆண்ட்ரியா ஹோவர்த் இந்த வரவு செலவு திட்டத்திலே தங்களுடைய எதிர்பார்ப்பு என்ன என்பது குறித்து எங்களோடு பேசியிருந்தார். இப்பொழுது வரவு செலவு திட்டம் சமர்ப்பிக்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறது. ஆகவே NDP கட்சி இந்த வரவு செலவு திட்டம் குறித்து என்ன நினைக்கிறது? NDP கட்சியினுடைய ஸ்கார்பரோ சவுத் வெஸ்ட் தொகுதியினுடைய மாகாண சபை உறுப்பினர் டோலி பெகம் எங்களோடு இணைந்து கொள்கிறார். இந்த வரவு செலவு திட்டம் குறித்த NDP கட்சியினுடைய நிலைப்பாடு என்ன? Thank you for taking the time out to join us today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
So a budget was tabled. It was supposed to come last year. Because of COVID, the Ford government pushed the budget back to this year. Your thoughts as to what was tabled, your reaction to the budget as it was tabled yesterday?
Well, Lankathis, let me just tell you that there is a lot of people that were looking forward to the budget coming out because of the way people's lives have been impacted by COVID-19. People were hoping that there would be support for them. They were hoping that there would be significant investments made into long-term care, into our healthcare system, one that we have seen needs the support, especially right now. We were looking forward to support for young people with education, mental health, long-term care, in many different sectors. I would have to say that this budget was a big disappointment for a lot of Ontarians that were looking forward to this, and it did not touch on the asks that many Ontarians have been calling for a very long time.
I know it is early, but would your party be supporting this budget when it comes to voting time in the legislation? I know it is a majority government, but still, would you be kind of putting your foot down and saying this is not what we are expecting for Ontario?
Well, right now, the way it looks like, we have some really big asks of the government. So we will be making sure that we're proposing, and just last week, Andrea Horvath, the leader of the official opposition, was here in Scarborough, joining me in proposing some of the specific priorities that we would have liked to see in this budget, and that included things like jobs, like long-term care, like our education. We know right now this budget makes a significant cuts to education, for example. It also is a deficit decrease in terms of the amount of money that's being spent this year. And I think the biggest problem with all of this is when you have a budget that's spending $186 billion, but you're not investing in people, you're not supporting people, that is a huge problem. So we would like to see our budget, the priorities that we're suggesting be in that budget. We would also like to see the investment that needs to be made. And we're going to be fighting the cuts that the government is proposing in this because Ontarians deserve better. So right now, as it looks, I think we need to make sure that there's a lot of changes made to this budget.
Part of the announcement on the budget is that there will be a deficit until 2029. How concerning is that as an MPP? More importantly, how concerning is it as an Ontarian for you with that announcement?
I think right now we need to be concerned about preventing the spread of COVID-19. And we need to be concerned about the amount of small businesses that have closed their doors. We need to be concerned about the amount of people that have lost their jobs. And we need to be concerned about the amount of lives that we have lost in long-term care and make sure that that never happens again. For me, that's where the focus needs to be. And Ontario as a province has the ability to make sure that we make the right investments so that we can actually look towards 2029 when we can make sure that there's our healthcare system, our education, and our schools are well built and protected, and our healthcare systems have the right resources so that people are protected, so that we don't actually face a situation where we need to spend more money. So right now, I think the focus needs to be in how do we invest in people rather than looking at the number of deficit. I think that's a concern that needs to be, that's a focus, but I think the priority needs to be people at this moment.
You did mention the leader of the opposition was in Scarborough last week. She spoke to us on the day as well. just going away from the budget or even staying within the budget, what are the most important things that are pressing in Scarborough? We have a huge listenership, viewership in Scarborough, obviously with the Tamil community. What are the main concern that you're hearing at doorstep or from your riding association and from your riding in regards to budget or COVID itself? What would be your concern right now?
Well, my top concern right now, from what I'm seeing, my local constituents across Scarborough Southwest, and frankly across Scarborough, in terms of the diverse community that we represent here in Scarborough, people are very concerned about vaccines. And one of the top priorities that we have highlighted in the Ontario legislature is asking the government for an equitable distribution of vaccines. So Ontario has been hit hard by COVID-19, but Scarborough is one of the top areas that's been considered ground zero for COVID. And so we have to make sure that the way COVID has hit us, we need to fight back and we need to be able to protect people the same way. So in terms of the distribution of vaccines, we should be getting more vaccines than other regions because COVID has hit us much harder than other areas. So if 20% of the people are infected in the province or in Scarborough, then we should get 20% of the vaccines. Right now, that's not the case. Another aspect of it is how do we protect workers? One of the things we have called on the government for is paid sick days. And we know a lot of racialized community members from, whether it's South Asia, East Asia, or the fact that a lot of women workers need paid sick days to be able to go out and get tested or to go out and get vaccinated without losing pay. That's something that we have called on and will continue to ask the government for. Right now, this budget misses that and does not support our local workers who are essential workers who still have to go out and work and don't feel protected. And there's quite a few other things, I think, including mental health, which is a big priority for me. I know a lot of young people right now are suffering from mental health issues, especially as they are stuck at home. Our education system needs more funding, and our elders, our long-term care homes in Scarborough have been really hit badly. We lost thousands of lives in Ontario, and I think making more investment in protecting our seniors with enough hours of care, with enough PSWs, enough caregivers in these homes, all of that needs to be prioritized just so we can protect our loved ones, our parents, grandparents who are living in these homes, and in any other home care settings as well.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for chiming in and giving your reaction in regards to the budget. Hopefully, we'll speak soon after the budget in regards to other issues that are pressing in Scarborough and obviously all of Ontario. Thanks for taking the time out and have yourself a great day.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.